Hi guys, so this is just a quick update to provide you on the telecommunications technology project. Now, as many of you would be aware, the telco qualification actually already did update this year. However, there was no substantive change to any of the units of competency. There was a new unit added, which resulted in a new qualification code coming out. However, as of this year, what has been kicked off is the new training product development. That will include all 6 qualifications being updated, 32 skill sets, and every unit of competency being updated in line with what's called the new training package organizing framework. Now, depending on the industry feedback that is received, that could mean that every unit goes into what's called a new format. That is the option B template, which would remove the elements and performance criteria and replace that with a knowledge and skills section. Or it could stay in the same Unit A format, which means a similar format to what we already have, but all of the units are being updated. This is going to result in a fairly substantive new update and a requirement to update all of the assessments and the unit materials in order to meet the new requirement. The process is scheduled to end either late 2026 or in 2027, which will mean the code will come out in 2027 and we will likely have a 1-year teach out period to 2028. However, the reason why we're raising this with everyone is because there is opportunity for us to be able to provide feedback on units of competency, on qualifications, and on skill sets. So if there are particular units of competency where there are criteria that are old, that are outdated, that are highly problematic from a trainer and assessor perspective or an industry perspective. Any time where you guys are delivering content, sorry, we have to deliver this because it's in the unit. We know that we don't do this in industry anymore. These are the sorts of areas where we need to be providing feedback so that we can get those particular requirements removed from the next version. Otherwise, we will be stuck with them for the next 6 to 7 years. So this here is the main page on the telecommunications update. It is from Future Skills Organisation, which is the Jobs and Skills Council that has responsibility for this training product. So what you can do is if you do have any specific questions about the project, you can email telecommunications@Future Skills Organisations. You can also then go and take a look at the status. Now, the technical committee for this has closed. However, they have got all the documents on here. So you've got your terms of reference for your technical committee. The technical committee will be the people that will ultimately be having the final say and review on the product. You can also, from this page, access the scoping consultation feedback form, which is this form here. And what that's going to do is that's just going to allow you to start to provide some feedback on either the qualifications, the skill sets, the units of competency, or general recommendations, or even recommendations about, challenges in line with the ACMA, changing technologies, areas that you think the new qualification should cover. You can start to provide your feedback in that particular section. You can also in here subscribe to update. And we do recommend that as trainers and assessors, you guys do subscribe so that you can keep informed about the project as it continues. What that's going to do is it's going to give you an opportunity to know when workshops are happening, whether they be online or in each of the states. Once the draft training package launches, you will be able to provide feedback at that stage as well. And to see what it looks like. So we do recommend that you go to Future Skills Organisations, Telecommunications Technology Qualifications Update, and make sure that you have subscribed, make sure that you're following that project. And if you do have some time, we strongly recommend that you take those bugbears that you have from the current qualification and units of competency and provide that as feedback to Future Skills Organisation for them to incorporate in this project. The new training package organising framework does have a heavy component where they have to demonstrate that they have taken industry consultation and that they have actioned industry consultation feedback. So the more feedback that they receive on particular points and topics and pain points, the more likely it is that we will be able to see actions following on from that. If you have any questions, you can always email myself, lauren@anawire.org. Otherwise, we will be providing further updates for all the telco staff as we proceed through this project. Hope you guys found this helpful.